welcome back to Jeff Walker Books Discussion. Today I'm going to do something a little different. Today I'm going to share a sample of me reading part of a story as a way to show you what my skills are like in doing like audiobooks. I don't do very well. I did another one before with my Outer Red prologue. And I really didn't enjoy it, listening to it myself. Well, just hearing me the way I talk, and it's hard to listen to myself. I don't know why. It just is. I don't think I sound that way, and that's the problem, right? You hear your voice in a different way when you're hearing yourself talk, but when you hear it recorded, it doesn't sound like you. And that's how it feels like with me sometimes. So I'm going to show you a sample, or have you listen to a sample, of me trying to read part of a story. I'm currently trying to find someone to read this story for me because I'm not entirely comfortable about doing it by myself. Like I said, I've got the sample here. And I'm going to put it up, and I want you to listen and see if it works or not. I mean, it's I can't really edit that well, and I can't get a more workable space to do this because I just don't have the stuff to make it happen. To silence the rooms or the software to help edit this thing, like by filtering out some noise and whatever. I don't have that stuff to do it, and that's why I don't try to read my own stuff. But I mean, I don't know where else I can do it. I don't know how. I don't feel confident enough, let's put it that way, to produce a book, an audiobook that with my voice, just because my house is very acoustic, I think, and it's just there's like noises outside. My neighbors are always mowing lawns and stuff, so it's just hard to find a spot anywhere to do this properly. I mean, I've got a filter on this old Macintosh I've got in front of me for doing narration, so that kind of helps focus it on my voice a bit. But you still hear some like hissing in the background of the volume button. In any case, that's where I'm at with this. So I'm going to let you hear my version, part of Arrow Through Space, which is a short story I put online for ebook, and I'd like to get this as a short audible, but like I said, I haven't really found the right narrator to do it, and I try to do it myself, but I don't know. I just do not have the skill set to do this. Anyway. Oh, what's that? Yeah, something just popped up on my thing. Anyway, see, like I said, there's interruptions all the time. I'm going to give you the sample. So here's the sample of Arrow Through Space read by me. Wait, that can't be right. Jacob gawked at the other. You can't be me, can you? Yepers. The doppelganger winked at him. I'm me, we're us, and that's the pickle of it. While the chair and suit had remained the same, both in pristine condition, inside he could see that the face of the oncoming twin. His hair was borderline of pure white, his eyes sunken in with a crazed glare, and his skin was aged and pale. This version of him was ravaged by time, and seemed mentally unstable. This was something he was not prepared to witness on this journey. I don't understand, Jacob panicked. Are you a delusion, a dream, some form of alien? Am I dead? Jeez, I really was a thickhead, wasn't I? The other Jacob snickered and blew out a frustrated breath. Okay, let's get this out of the way, I guess. No, I'm you all right. But like I said, you punctured the universe, and now we're everywhere in every moment of existence. Quite the mindfuck, huh? It suddenly struck Jacob that these chairs were heading straight for each other. A collision was inevitable, and there was no way to get out of each other's way. Once again, he tried to force himself out of the chair, and even poised his thumb over the eject button again. But the other Jacob called him out on it. No, don't do it. That's not going to solve this problem. Jacob glanced at the button again, and quickly conceded to his other self-advice. Being stuck in the chair was like being part of it. No matter how much he tried to struggle, or even eject out of, the effort would be futile. He'd still be trapped with no one around to undo the fasteners, keeping him in place. The older version noted this panic and tried to calm his younger self. Hey, just relax, okay? There's really nothing you can do at this point. I remember doing all that and just accepting it. How? He screamed back. We're going to crash into each other, and that'll be the end of us. How can, both of us accept this? Because we did. Older Jacob Michaels paused for a second, and then looked up with a reflective nature. I was so looking forward to being the first. To be the first human to break out of our solar system. They wanted some stupid robotic probe to be the one to do it, but I forced this notion of human experience right down their throats. And you know what? I'd do it all over again. So damn cocky. It feels like only a few seconds ago I was where you are now. And I probably was, or still am. A paradox, the young Michael said, perplexed by the notion. His eyes suddenly darted about, quickly thinking through the problem, and then a look of realization struck. I've never moved, have I? He gave a chuckle as he orally worked out the equation in simplistic terms. What would it be like to rupture space and time in an instant? The ship hasn't moved, but I'm everywhere because it's always moving around me. I'm the fixed point for it all. Everything is falling directly into you. The older Jacob nodded. He gave a long sigh and noticed the chairs coming closer to each other. Time, space, even reality, which is now growing smaller and smaller. He could see his younger self growing alarmed by the imminent impact. You and I are one and the same. Like moths to a flame, we are drawn into the past, the present, and the future. You've only experienced minutes, where I've experienced eternity. Two opposites that eventually must merge back into one. So there you go. That was me reading just a snippet of Arrow Through Space. Like I said, people know me. I tend to do like characterization voices and stuff like that with them, but I do it as a lark. I don't. It's hard to do it when I'm on here. I mean, I've done some sampling, which I could put up again. It was mostly Transformer voices, but I don't know. I just I'm not comfortable with reading. I don't know why. I'm like when I'm concentrated on text, my mind tends to get too focused, and I'm not comfortable. I think pretty much because my eyesight is pretty getting on in years, and I know there's ways of blowing up the text and highlighting and whatever, but that's a lot of work, and I just don't have time to prep this properly. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not the best at doing the prep for it. I'm better at writing because I'm thinking and I'm moving, and that's how I go. I suppose I could do all those things, yes, but at the same time, I'm still hesitant to voice this myself. I don't know why. Maybe it's about reading my own work. I don't know. As much as a director doesn't like watching their movies once they finish directing it, they don't like to sit in an audience and watch it most of the time. Even actors sometimes don't like watching their own work. So by that assessment, I don't know. I'm sure if I read this book in front of people, I would fumble like crazy. And I kid you not. I know people say, well, it's practice, you got to keep reading. True enough. But at the same time, I've always had this problem because I have a form of dyslexia. And that's probably why. Because even as a kid, I had trouble speaking in front of people or properly enunciating certain words as I was reading it. So I've always been afflicted with this. And so when I guess it's my inner shyness that I cannot break as a form of torture in a way. But I mean, this is who I am. I like talking to you naturally like this is what I can do. But if I read it off a page, I would like I was just like now I was reading it, and I had to read it a few times, but it still was a struggle to get words proper because my mind goes too fast and I fumble words. And even if I went back and tried to reread, I would fumble another word, and I have. I've done a few takes of those, and even now I could hear that I fumbled a few words again. It's just how it is. My mind goes too fast sometimes, and I feel like my outer self can't keep up, and I do that whenever I'm doing anything. In writing, I do type a little fast, and when I look back at the words, I've missed some spelling errors and stuff like that. Again, part of my dyslexia. I've created words that are backwards or whatever, and so yeah, I struggle with this all my life. But I try to do the best I can with what I have. So in that case, this is why I don't read stuff online. It's hard for me. It's very hard for me. It's very self-conscious. I don't know how to stress this to anyone in particular. Even now, it's hard to talk about it. But at least I'm talking about it. Because a lot of people criticize people that have errors in the books. And I always think that shouldn't be. You shouldn't nitpick on certain words that get misspelled. Sure, if it was rampant throughout the book and that it wasn't edited well, obviously that there needs to be some work done. And I've had that. I didn't. My first book was just riddled with errors, and so then I had to go back and fix it. But they're going to happen. Even main traditional books have errors. They have grammar errors. They have skipped some lines, or I've seen it. I've seen it in books. Even the professionals have a lot of errors and stuff, or some punctuation. It happens. It's human. I mean, this is when you think of those chatbots. They're going to cut that down, and you're going to see no errors. But then that's the case, then perhaps maybe that's a signal to say, oh, a chatbot wrote this. But at the same time, if you have an error in there, that's human, kind of like thing. But anyway, this version I did, I'd really like to hear some feedback of what you thought of it. I mean, obviously, I don't know whether or not to do a full story like this on Audible, or if I should just put it on my site, or I don't know, maybe just for certain select groups that want a copy of this. But I'd love to hear some feedback. I know I just don't know how to articulate this. Just let me know, and then let me know in the comments what you felt, or how you think how I did, or do you think that is this a story you'd like to listen to, or through me, or would you rather like go through somebody else, that kind of thing. But let me know. Any help would be grateful. Like I said, this is just a short story that I did, so it wouldn't be too long. So hopefully, I don't know. I'm not sure when or how I could record this in private or silence or whatever. So you might, if I did record it fully, you would hear stuff in the background, especially hissing, because I've got no choice. I have nothing to filter this out with. I just don't. My computer is so old, it probably wouldn't be able to update to anything new. I can't afford anything anyway, so let me know in the comments. What did you think? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this has been Jeff Walker Books Discussion. I thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.